The Eric Spoelstra legacy has been further cemented as he has this team all the way to the NBA Finals. Pat Riley has now been in an epic 25% of the NBA's NBA Finals in his career, between as a player, a coach, and now an executive. Just the unbelievable feat there. And then you have old consistency on the other side. You have the Denver Nuggets, number one seed in the Western Conference, who took care of Phoenix and Devin Booker and Kevin Durant quite soundly. Yep. And then you had that Lakers series that was kind of a wash. And in between there, a thing that's not even worth talking about in the grand narrative of the playoffs is this Lakers Warriors series that was fun for old time's sake. But just like a TV show that's run too long, it's like, I've seen this before.
It's in the past.
So now we have something completely fresh and new in the NBA Finals. Nuggets, Heat. Game one last night, the Nuggets outclassed the Heat. Jokic, 27 points, 10 rebounds, 14 assists. Just a casual triple-double in his first ever NBA Finals game. Jamal Murray, 26 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists. Bam, while not being able to get the better of Jokic, had an impressive 26-13. Nuggets 1-0 series lead. This score, the final score was closer than the game entailed. Miami just not being able to shoot, the guys that they've relied on to get here, not getting it done. So are we in for a short series here, or what do you think Spo has cooked up to try to slow down this high-power offense in game two?
I mean, it's one of those things where, like, my instinct going into this series was the Nuggets are a much better team than the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
And the way, I think we even said it before I left for the tour. We were talking about what happened with the Suns collapse and somebody getting hurt there. And I think I said it at the time. I'm like, who this helps the most is the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Because they're the team who actually has the cohesion, the chemistry, the plan, the team that doesn't get frazzled in big spots late in the shot clock, like they're fluid, and nobody in the West is fluid right now. No, everybody's trying to find it, trying to get to that next gear, and this team is just there. So, it seemed like the realistic thing from the get. But that being said, I went into the Heat Bucks series going, oh, Heat are going to get smoked. I went into the Knicks Heat series going, I believe the Knicks are going to win. I went into Boston Heat going, Heat are going to get smoked. And I got shocked every single time by a unit of people that I didn't expect to be able to play the way they were playing. So even though I thought Denver was going to do what they did last night, I thought, I was like, shit, the Heat have a lot of tricks up their sleeve and a lot of teams have a hard time with them. So we'll see. But they have taken game one of every one of these playoff series so far. They did not take game one here. I don't think they played badly. Butler could have done a lot more, but I think they did a good job with him defensively. And that's where one of the things that wasn't talked about a lot going into this series that became immediately noticeable was the positional size advantage that the Nuggets have.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Butler trying to back down Michael Porter or trying to back down Aaron Gordon is a lot more difficult than your typical threes on most teams. Even though Bam had a good game, it took a lot of shots to get there, and it's not exactly what their normal game plan is. It's kind of become 3-point success or bust for the Heat in a lot of ways. And a lot of the people they relied on all year to get them those supplemental buckets, your Struces and Martin from the series before, Duncan Robinson, they were just ice cold last night. And, by the end of the game, if two of those, Strus wide open 3-pointers went in, we actually have a pretty close game. But the one thing that became so noticeable again was like, you notice how Jokic and Murray specifically, there can be 3 seconds left on the shot clock and they're playing exactly the same way they would at the top of the shot clock. There's like, this team seemingly is ice cold and kind of unshaken by these situations and really know what they want to do, know how to play with each other. And like I said, it's so fluid. So I do think it's going to be a short series, actually, particularly after this. I don't think Tyler Hero coming back is actually going to help much, could potentially do the opposite. I think you're going to be seeing a lot more of our boy Highsmith, not Hightower,
Not Hightower,
not Hightower, not Mean Joe Green. But yeah, I do. After watching last night, and seeing the way they just commanded the game, seeing how stoked that home crowd is, like this is feeling very Nuggets. And I know that's easy to say after a 1-0, but I think I would have told you that if we did this podcast yesterday morning too.
I don't think that it's a coincidence that, you look at Jokic and you look at Jimmy Butler, two guys that are probably as Jimmy's not exactly stoic, but when it comes to what he does on the court, he knows methodically exactly what he wants, and he doesn't get flustered when it happens. Jokic, same thing, ice cold, knows exactly where his spot is, where his teammate's going to be. The unspoken communication between him and Jamal Murray goes back to them coming off the bench together once upon a time in that second unit. So I think that's no coincidence that these two teams are here. Like the coolest teams mentally are here. But when it comes, Miami has no answers here. I know that they have the best coach in the NBA, Highsmith, respectively. Like I heard people saying that, oh yeah, like he may start game 2. It's not going to shut down a MVP.
No,
if Embiid and Giannis have trouble on the Joker, a guy out of Wheeling Jesuit is gonna come on. Yeah. What are we doing here?
I mean, the thing is too, like if I told you yesterday Nuggets are gonna score 104 points, who do you think is gonna win?
Nuggets.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't have. Really? That's where, yeah. I mean, I thought if the Heat could actually manage themselves defensively and only give up 104 points, they're keeping themselves in the game. But this is what the Nuggets have been showing us all playoffs, is that they're very comfortable in close games.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think the Lakers played a very bad series against them. They were pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And they did their job and they kept it close. But the Nuggets just, at this point, they've figured something out where they just know how to win. They know how to make the play when they need to make the play. They seemingly make every big shot they need to. I think Michael Porter is a funny wild card. I said it even before the playoffs started, and I say it now. Sometimes he can fucking shoot you out of a game. I love his confidence, but he takes bad shots sometimes, and I wish he would take that body and get himself into the paint every once in a while, and I think it would help a lot. But you need those bombers to stretch the floor, especially on that team. But all that being said, I think it's going to be Nuggets all the way. Not to say that they're going to sweep, but hard to see in a 7-game series the Heat finding enough to get past this team. It would have to take some really, really, really inspired performances from not only the Heat's big two, but a bunch of complementary players that you wouldn't expect to have huge series. I mean, Gabe Vincent's a great shooter, but then again, what I was talking about with this positional versatility, Jamal Murray's got 3-4 inches on the guy. I saw Jamal Murray boxing on ESPN the other day. He's a tough dude. So I just don't think they have enough.
And if you look at that Celtics series, right, the Celtics mentals beat them. The Nuggets are not going to beat themselves, because in some of that series, like the Celtics would like get up 10 and be like, oh, we're good. We can just take the rest of the game off. And Mike Malone, specifically, New York guy, is not going to do that. No. Joker's not going to do it. Murray's not going to do that. And also, how about Bruce Brown?
Oh my God. Could I love Bruce Brown anymore? Could I? Oh, he's like Ben Wallace in a guard's body. I love the guy so much.